Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I have had so much fun over the years creating these videos for you guys time after time. I've often put it out there that time is the most precious commodity in all of our lifetime because we never seem to know how much time we have. But if I could go back in time and relive one experience in my lifetime that I had the chance to share with each and every one of you, it would be talking about Descendants of Zombies and having created this content. Because I not only just had the chance to talk about Descendants of Zombies and my favorite characters and my favorite stars who are becoming superstars each and every single time they ever step out onto a stage, I had the chance to meet each and every one of you. Because the one thing I wanted to do was create something special for you to give you more of a reason to believe in Descendants of Zombies than perhaps you ever have. Now that may have came in the form of me believing the chances of me getting abducted by aliens were greater than ever before, and an alien mothership was apparently reportedly on the way to Earth to kill us all. Or a zombie apocalypse could happen at any given moment. That be it the reason why I lock my doors and windows every single night. But the more that I think about it, I would love to be caught up within the midst of a zombie apocalypse just to fight for my life, just to really experience this thing, because I've seen every season of The Walking Dead, I've seen every installment of both Descendants of Zombies, and I think Jonathan Clarke is ready to go. And you guys have always wanted an action hero to represent these franchises for what feels like forever. Because you see, no matter who we are, we've all had a favorite character from Descendants of Zombies, and they represented us so phenomenally because we saw ourselves through the eyes of our favorite characters. The songs they sang, the scenes they were involved in, all these incredible moments that we never ever forgot that would go on to hold a very special place in our hearts. That's where the magic is put into Descendants of Zombies. Because you guys represent the magic for Descendants of Zombies. You put the magic into these productions, and we've all taken something special away from it because of it. Thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. Because in the very first video that I ever uploaded, I never imagined that this YouTube channel would become the one sole YouTube channel that would have became everybody's favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel. I know for a fact that I would never have been here if not for each and every one of you. You guys brought me back in a very different generation of Disney. I've been on YouTube for over 25 years, and in 2018, I thought my career was over. But people were emphasizing that my career had never seen its conclusion, and I had more of a story to tell, until one night I received a phone call from one of my really good friends in high school. His name was Josh, and he told me I had to go back on YouTube, because my story was never over, it had never been told and completed. And then girls showed up at my door every year on Halloween, dressed up as their favorite Descendants characters. I had no idea what Descendants was, but you guys believed in it so much with all of your heart and soul, and you must have known I was a YouTuber, and you kept coming back every year on Halloween when the night was full, and you told me that I had to create videos for you guys so you could go home and subscribe to a really cool YouTube channel. So I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I had a glass of milk and a chocolate chip cookie, and I thought about it some more. And then I created this YouTube channel, and lo and behold, your predictions came true, and you made it the most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. I may live in a haunted house, and I may believe that I may be in the midst of a zombie apocalypse or an alien invasion may happen at any given moment, because I was following this story last year. Myself and my friends were following it for you guys. But that's what made this YouTube channel so fun. For everybody, not just one person. How this one guy could come on here and tell this breathtaking story that would captivate thousands, if never millions of people, and each and every one of you would eventually hit my subscribe button to give me a chance. Because that's what you guys represented for me, was a chance and a second chance to be heard by thousands of people after I thought my career was over many years ago, many moons ago. Because the thing is, as a YouTube content creator, there is forever competition out there. There is so much competition for me to keep up with. And oftentimes it is really difficult to keep up with the best of the YouTube content creators out there that we watch every night. But I've had the chance to compete head-on with some of the top Descendants of Zombies YouTube channels, and I've outlasted every single one of them because of how much each and every one of you have believed in the way I told this story. Because it's never been about what somebody thinks about Descendants of Zombies. It's all about how you tell the story of Red and Chloe. How we've told the story of Mal and Evie, and how special those characters have held a special place in our hearts for a very long time. And believe you me, these characters of both the past and the present of the current generation have held a special place in our hearts for forever. Now, this may have happened for me because I didn't really agree with how Clarke was crying every night on TikTok and on YouTube videos, and I wanted to do something about that. I let my opinion be heard about how Clarke was being made to feel and how she was being treated by guys in her life, and I felt that it was never any reflection on who Clarke was. I also felt that it was never any reflection on who Dove Cameron was years ago. I wanted to show them love and support, and if there was one thing I was going to be a part of, it was going to be constructive conversations that would touch the hearts of everybody to give you more of a reason to believe in it than ever before. I do apologize because over the last couple of days, I've been suffering from what appears to be a zombie infection. I just got my blood work done and everything came back okay. But every single night that I record a video, before I do the whole vampire hunting thing and jump through my window, it seems like I'm suffering from a zombie infection, and I do apologize for that. But the thing is, guys, again, that's what makes this YouTube channel so special, because in these stories, we've seen ourselves through the eyes of these characters. We've all had a relationship that we wish could have lasted for forever, that one guy that we thought of having a chance of spending the rest of our lives with. And that's what we saw with Zed and Edison's story for over 7 years. It held a very special place in our hearts. And Zombies as an entire franchise became a global phenomenon because it indeed held a very special place in our hearts. I, for one, supported that love story because no matter what sacrifices they had to make, they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together no matter what they had to do, no matter how they had to stand out and how they ever had to leave an everlasting impression, and they did just that. She may have had to punch Zed in the face multiple times, but they understood each other better than any couple that we've seen on Disney Channel for the last at least, oh dare I say, 20 years. And I know this because I was a fan of High School Musical. I was forever a fan of Hannah Montana. But I could never remember so much love and support being brought forth for Hannah Montana and High School Musical that was seen in that generation, that's seen now for fans of Descendants of Zombies. Because it's brought us that much closer together, it's made us the best of friends, and we've never ever forgotten the friends that we've made because of Descendants of Zombies. Because no matter who we are, we all have a story, and we just want that story to be heard and seen by more people than ever before, which is the sole reason why many of us create YouTube channels. Often many of us never make it on YouTube, because YouTube is always a constant struggle of every channel trying to stay ahead of each other and occupy that top spot on the YouTube algorithm. But the thing is, even though many of us never make it on YouTube because it's quite difficult to create a YouTube channel, especially when you don't really have any financing or very little money to create one, the thing is, what you've got is the love and support of everybody who loves your content. And that's all I've ever had. I've never had money made from this YouTube channel. I've never gotten anything back from it. But the one rewarding thing that I've received is your love and support. And if that's the only thing that I ever have from creating videos about Clarke and Freya Sky and sharing my story about them with you, then I'm cool with that. If I have to create videos about Descendants of Zombies for the rest of my life for you guys, just to give you that one YouTube channel that always has a new video uploaded every time of every day, every hour of every day, I will do that for you. I've created this YouTube channel and I've never had any regrets, and I haven't looked back since, nor have I ever left. I've always been here with an opinion, a prediction, a character analogy, a review, a breakdown to offer you. Something constructively about Descendants of Zombies to offer you. Because the thing is, if you notice anything about these videos, nobody knows how to review Descendants of Zombies quite like I do. And I've had the time of my life. Not only just because I got to talk about it, but because I got to share in those stories with each and every one of you. How I thought my girlfriend was a vampire. How I thought my best friend was an alien. Whatever I could tell you to make you laugh, I told you. And I had the time of my life doing it. Because if there ever was a guy who sat in front of his TV and thought pro wrestling was real, and the chances of getting abducted by aliens was never more apparent than ever before, it was this guy. Stop laughing. The thing is, that's what makes these videos so cool. I mean, I could come on here and be this really serious guy who, never makes any jokes, is always to the point and very serious. But who's going to subscribe to that? Nobody's going to subscribe to that. They want funny videos. They want videos that are also informative, educational. So you got to kind of really mix it up. Kind of like that scene in Descendants 2 where they all were around the cauldron and they started singing the song Ways to be Wicked. You really got to mix your content up. So you got to provide a variety of funny content, educational content, informative content, and just hope for the best. Because every single time that I ever upload a video, pretty much what happens is I upload a video and I go to the game store, spend a couple of $100s on PS4, PS5 games. Either that or I go to Booster Juice and I buy a smoothie. And while I'm drinking the smoothie, I say, I hope somebody's going to subscribe. Drink some more, hope somebody's going to subscribe and drink some more. And I come home and I check my subscriber count. And even if I don't have anyone who subscribes, I go on to the next video, I move on from it, and I create another video. And I keep putting videos out into the algorithm, just hoping you're going to subscribe. Because if you are a fan of people like Clarke, so am I. And I've never felt more honored to call myself a fan of Clarke because I've seen what she's had to endure. I've seen how she's been treated. I've seen how people love her with all their heart. And I think that people like Logan Paul, who say things about her that they probably should have never said about her to begin with, really need to give her more of a chance. Because the thing is, guys, we only have one life to live. So if we are going to live that life, the least we can do is say something nice about the people you love and be there for each other every step of the way. I am a firm believer that more people are becoming friends because of Descendants of Zombies. How we've got this close-knit bond where we seem inseparable from each other and we've never left each other's sides. Because no matter who we are, even if we've never made friends because of Descendants of Zombies, we all have that one really annoying friend who calls us every night, is non-stop texting us, just to check on us, just to see how we are. I know because I had that one friend. I have no idea where he is in the world tonight. I think he joined the military. You're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, you think your friend joined the military? Yeah, I think he joined the military. Or at least that's what I hope he did. But the thing is, he always used to call me all the time, and he always used to check on me. He always used to be inviting me over to his house after school, playing Nintendo 64. You're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, I don't even know what Nintendo 64 is. Well, Nintendo 64 was the most popular gaming console from at least 1997 up until the year 2000. Pretty much if you didn't have a Nintendo 64, you were pretty much a loser. And I remember when it first came out, everybody was pretty much buddying up, going over to each other's houses, playing it. It was either you had Nintendo 64 or you were the only kid on the block that had pay-per-view. So every single time there was like WWE Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, you'd all get together. And that's how we became friends, because you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, man, your videos are so cool. But the thing is, I grew up in a very different generation than you guys did. And I valued friendships. And what I've wanted to do through every video that I've ever created is spread a message of kindness. I had no idea how I would ever spread that message of kindness, but some way or somehow I did. And I had the chance to be a part of something so special with each and every one of you. Now that may have came in the form of growing up in a generation where you just had the flip phone. And there was no way of texting somebody. You pretty much just had to call your friend from your landline or message them on dial-up internet. And believe me, that was a nightmare in itself. Shh, 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 shh. Back when everything you read online was real and nothing that ever was posted was fake because it was AI. But the thing is, it was a very different generation, so you learned to value and appreciate your friendships. Now, pretty much, you just text your friend. If you don't want to meet up, you text them back and say, maybe now is not a really good time, or if you want to go for it, you do. And you meet up at the local mall. Years ago, if you were going to meet up at the mall for a movie, you had to go there and just hope your friend wasn't going to no-show you. And that gave you a greater appreciation for life and gave you a greater appreciation for the people that were in your life. Because no matter who we are, we always have these opportunities to make new friends. And we always have an opportunity to stand out and make our dreams come true. And that's what I saw in Red and Chloe's story, was that they may have never known each other, but they became the best of friends. It may have taken time, but they became the best of friends. Not only just on the set of Descendants of Zombies, but in real life. Because I can't ever remember a moment where they weren't there for each other. I remember when Clarke was going through this crisis where she had never seen Shrek before, and Malia Baker went over to her house and they watched it. And she saw Shrek for the first time ever and her mind was blown. I remember when I saw Shrek for the first time ever, I actually have an original copy of Shrek as part of my DVD collection. I've shown it to you guys many times. My favorite scene from Shrek was when they had the wrestling ring set up and then Shrek was beating up all the guards with the steel chair. because I was always a wrestling fan, and as many of you know, I thought wrestling was real. And you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, man, again, if I didn't say it before, your videos are really cool. Keep talking. Well, the thing is, I was always a fan of Shrek. So when I heard about how Kylie Contrell had never seen Shrek before in her life, I was hoping somebody was going to help her out with that. And thankfully, she had Malia Baker to help her out with that. Shrek 5 is coming out sometime between now and next Christmas, I think. And I think I'm going to head out to see it. Because I always had this thing where I was growing up and I always wanted to go see really cool movies like Power Rangers and Shrek. And I just had so much fun growing up in the generation and having a chance to be a part of the generations that I did. I know I've often heard Kylie Contrell talk about how she was a fan of the 90s. And she wasn't born until 2005, which meant that she never had the chance to grow up in the 1990s. Well, I did. And the thing is, the 1990s was so fun because you had limited technology. Pretty much when your favorite TV show came on, you had no satellite box, you had no digital cable, you had no 500 channels. You pretty much had 56 channels. And you were lucky if you had Disney Channel. So when your favorite show would come on, it would be like you had the world. So you would call your friend up, you would invite them over, and you'd watch your favorite Disney Channel show, whether it be Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place, an animated TV show, whatever, the Mickey Mouse Club, and you would have the time of your life. So when I hear these stars talking about being fans of the 1980s and 1990s, I've always wanted to be a part of something special. I've always wanted to talk about that. And I had no idea how I'd ever be able to do it. But some way or somehow I did. And I came through with really cool videos for everybody. This YouTube channel became a profound success because of each and every one of you. Now, I know I've told you guys stories that probably many of you are too young to even know about, or probably have never heard about Mike Tyson's first professional fight, the debut of the Backstreet Boys, how Michael Jackson became an overwhelming success. I remember sitting at home one night and hearing about Michael Jackson passing away. That was back in 2009 at the age of 50. And I did a podcast about Michael Jackson, and my co-host at the time put together a Michael Jackson tribute, and I never ever forgot it. Point being, I've had the chance to be part of so many unforgettable moments, and I would love the chance to have an opportunity to be a part of so many more unforgettable moments with each and every one of you. Because the way I see it is we got a year until Zombies 5 comes out, which presents us more of an opportunity to have these conversations time and time again. And I would love for you to be a part of those. Probably you're a fan of Freya Sky, or probably you're a fan of Malachi Burton. You think he's the coolest thing ever. And if you do, you're more than welcome to subscribe here to this YouTube channel. Because I would love for you to be a part of something special, and I would love for you to share your opinion with the world. Because the one thing that I've never ever wanted any of you to do is to be too afraid to let the world know how you truly feel about somebody like Kylie or Freya or Malia. Because no matter who we are, I don't care what our story is. The thing is, we have all taken something special away from Descendants and Zombies. We've all felt closer together and been the best of friends for what feels like forever because of what Descendants and Zombies taught us. To value friendship more. To appreciate time because it's a commodity. And the thing about time is, time always runs out. So now that the focus shifts from time travel to present-day Wonderland, we're left wondering, just what are the consequences of time travel going to be? Well, one of them is a new villain. The other is that Red has a sister. So the appreciation for life once again comes to the forefront because now Red's got a sister. We don't know anything about this sister, what her story is going to be, but I think we can find time in appreciating it while giving her a chance. Because when we give Liamani Segura's character Pink a chance, only beautiful things can come from it. And I don't know who this villain is, but I would really love to kick his butt in an action scene. So if you could hit my subscribe button and make that happen for me, hopefully by Descendants 6, I'll get the chance to do that. Or maybe they'll cut some scenes out of Descendants 5 if Jonathan Clarke has 50,000 likes and 50,000 subscribers, and I'll be in Descendants 5 and go to Disney and shoot my own scenes. Because I've always wanted to be a part of something special. I just could never help wanting to be a part of something special. And you know what was so special about my experience as a YouTuber? I had the chance to share in that with each and every one of you. And I've loved having the opportunity to do that time and time again, because if there was one thing I could experience all over again, it would be this experience, because it's been so life-changing for me. Thank you so much for having chosen this YouTube channel time and time again as your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time, Because the way I see it is we have more opportunities to have more wonderful conversations ahead for us in the very near future. While we may never know what the future has in store for any of us, that's what makes these videos so fun and so unpredictable, is that we have still so much further to go, and I'm just so excited to be a part of that with each and every one of you. Thank you so much for having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, and as always, thank you so much for having watched this video. It's always and forever been my honor.